Hey, what is up, podcast listeners? What's going on? It is your boy, Darren Green. Welcome to the Darren Green Show, your one-stop shop for celebrity gossip, news, and music, pop culture, and the latest gab on social media. Please be sure that if you are watching this on YouTube to leave your thoughts in the comments, leave a like. And also, if you're not subscribed to the channel by now, subscribe to that goddamn channel. And also for the audio listeners, hey, be sure to rate the podcast and leave a review. We love those. We need to really get in the algorithms over there. Child, it's been a minute since I've been on the show. We have to get into some things. We got to get into some deliverables before we get into the topics that we're going to talk about today, honey. I took a month off, and shout out to the We Are You radio listeners. Hey, how y'all doing? Because we are on now. Okay, we back on the air, child. I'm back on the airwaves every Mondays. Okay, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Shout out to y'all. Let me just give y'all a bomb for everybody. I'm talking about everybody. We Are You radio listeners, podcast listeners, audio, video, whatever. Thank you guys for bearing with me. Okay. Your boy had to just sit back for a little bit, just for a month. And to me, it felt like an eternity. I don't know how it felt like for y'all. I miss getting up on here and shooting the shit. Okay, let's be very clear. Let's keep it 100% real. Taking off for a month, it felt like it was like multiple months. I don't know. And then I didn't really tape at the beginning of this month, January. Yeah, it was just a lot going on. It was a lot that I wanted to reevaluate myself with, far as content-wise, just looking through what worked in 2024, what didn't work, making some adjustments. I went through a lot this year. I mean, I had to really and I'm being honest. Let's be very clear on that. I'm being honest. Okay, let me just be real candid with you. I feel like I hold a lot back, and I'm learning to just let it all out. And I preface this before saying this statement. I took a really big pay cut with my job adjustment this year. You get what I'm saying? I was working at a bank. They wasn't really giving me the hours. So I moved. And this job is the job I'm at now. I ain't got no problem with it. It's just that it's just a little bit of a pay cut. And I had to adjust with that. I had adversities with paying off my loans, paying bills, and all this other stuff. I'm trying to really secure myself in that way. So I really worked really hard this year. I feel I can only account for me. I don't know how y'all perceive me or whatever. It doesn't really matter. That's how y'all view me, whatever. But I worked really hard in 2024. I had a lot of losses, and I had a little bit of a gain too. But I felt like I was very stagnant in 2024. So I told myself, I said, this December, I need to just focus on me. I just need to be home. I need to be hanging out with the family, this, that, and the third when I need to, but also taking that much needed me time to really evaluate my life. So that's what I did. Yeah, it was a lot of moving. It was a lot of shaking. Let me see, what else I got on here? Just going through the trials and tribulations of content creation. I just come to the realization that it's just, there really is no prepping for what's to come, like when I'm about to post something or how things are going to do when I do this type of content or that type of content. I'm just going to start doing shit. Okay, let's be very clear. I'm just going to start doing shit. Okay, and seeing what sticks and seeing what doesn't stick, this, that, and the third. I did go on live a couple of times. We did do the shoot the shit live. Okay, so that's going to be like a new little thing that I'm going to be doing here and there. I do want to get back to my reality TV reviews. You know, whenever Housewives of Atlanta comes back on, because I feel like I want to start off with that show because that's just the show that I just love and know. We are 4 minutes in, so we need to keep this thing moving because I have some other things to say. But yeah, I just want to work on some other things. We produced about 65 episodes last year. I needed that month. I needed that month off. But we did a lot of episodes. And I'm very happy of how most of them turned out. Wish I would have did more collaborations, but you're going to get more of that this year. And just me just giving y'all content, how y'all, whatever, just to entertain y'all. That's what I live for, honey. I want to entertain the masses and have a conversation with the world, essentially. But anyway, with that being said, we have to talk about the big old elephant in the room. For my YouTube and audio listeners and We Are You radio listeners, nothing really changes here, because we're going to be doing content on YouTube. But I have to talk to my TikTok community. And this is definitely going to be clipped and make sure that it was posted on there first thing in the morning, Monday. Good morning. Yeah, so I guess I was going to hold off talking about this until we got this is a confirmation that that TikTok is going to be banned. Well, The Supreme Court they're in session with TikTok lawyers to figure out if this banning of an app is a direct violation of the free speech constitution. I saw or listened to a lot of the clips. We're not going to go quote for quote. Things were said on both sides. It looks like the Supreme Court is very neutral right now. We can't really decipher what type of where they're going to kind of spin this. The lawyers for TikTok said their piece, and I guess the representatives of the country said their piece as well. Like I said, the Supreme Court seems very neutral, but you never know. I mean, they make themselves seem like that to make you think that it's a weird thing. But just know that the decision is not made by the Supreme Court just yet. And we won't get that decision, or we won't get that final say until like maybe earlier this week. I'm saying maybe Monday, maybe midweek, or definitely like maybe the day before, the 19th. Honestly, we don't know. But the fate of TikTok is in the Supreme Court's hands right now. There really is nothing that we can do. There's nothing I can do, nothing you can do. It's just up to the Supreme Court to make the right decision. But one thing I thought was funny was how TikTok lawyers was pointing out a lot of inconsistencies, because they're saying that, oh, well, we want to ban TikTok because its parent company is using American data and this, that, and the third, and whoop-de-woo. But you're not penalizing apps like Temu and Shein that do the same thing. You get what I'm saying? So it really is not about data. Like I've always said from the very beginning, it's not about data. It's the fact that people have gotten access to wealth using TikTok. People have gotten access to real, authentic information. Okay, people found out what was really going on in the Middle East and what they're doing over there. TikTok was a cultural movement. You get what I'm saying? Some people were leaving their jobs. Now, I wasn't the one fortunate enough to quit my day job, but I was making money on TikTok. That was like a second form of income. And for some people, that was paying their bills. This is not good. I mean, this is horrible that they're taking this away when there's so many Americans that benefited from this app. And I think that whatever decision that they make, if they choose to ban TikTok, I think that a lot of people will have a lot of hardships. And I really want to talk to the people that are saying that, oh, well, now you're getting the taste of life, and now you got to get a 9-to-5 again and go back to running on the hamster wheel again, right? And my thing is this, like, some of us never stopped running on that hamster wheel. Honey, I'm still running on that hamster wheel and on TikTok, being a TikTok creator for the time being. I'm doing content creation and I'm going to a 9 to freaking 5. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not the people that are not working, that are influencers. Okay. And I mean real influencers. I'm talking about they got millions of followers. Like Jackie Aina is not going back to work, or if she ever did work before, I don't know what she did in her past life before she was a content creator. Like, she has the millions on YouTube as well. She has the following elsewhere. You get what I'm saying? Charlie D'Amelio. I mean, I can name a whole bunch with the check marks and stuff like that. They're going to be fine. The people that's going to suffer is the people that still work those 9-to-5 jobs that y'all said we're going back to and do content creation just because they want to and because it is contributing to their finances as well. So that whole notion of, oh, we're going back to y'all job, we already are here. We already are working. We know. It's jealousy. And I also need y'all to understand that this is taking away your right. For the people that are users and also people that are not using, it's your option to use this app. That they're taking away part of your freedom of speech, whether you want to, whether you use the app or not. And I think people need to look at this and be very disturbed. I'm being real serious right now. We 10 minutes in. Okay, fine. It's going to be a 10-minute first intro. I'm just letting y'all know. Y'all need to be very disturbed, whether you are a TikTok user or not, because at the end of the day, I'm always looking at the bigger picture, and this is a slippery ass slope. What are they going to take away next? What are they going to take away next if they feel it's not safe for American consumption? I ask you. I ask the audience. You get what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it is what it is. There was a lot of highs and a lot of lows on TikTok. A lot of annoying moments, like this last little beef that everybody's getting into, child, with the whole Beyonce and biracials and Suckle and close friends snitching on other close. Girl, it's a whole lot going on TikTok, girl. I mean, but looking back, we gonna reminisce on that. Even though it was a little annoying, you gotta admit, like, some of the stuff that y'all be arguing about on there, that shit was funny as hell. A lot of the advances of my platform, I attribute my success on YouTube or my growth on YouTube to, I attribute that to my platform on TikTok. I mean, I was able to go on TMZ for 4 little segments, or they invited me on the show like 4 times. That was something I think I got because of TikTok. There were celebrities that commented on, shout out to Nicki Minaj, even though I removed myself from stan culture. The fact that she commented on one of my videos before, that was like a highlight. I still got that screenshot. I'm gonna frame it too. And many more. There was other celebrities that commented on my videos before. I've gotten the reach. I was able to meet people and really collaborate with people that are just like me, or I feel we have similarity. This is something I was not able to do on Instagram. I'm sorry, I'm just not. And we gonna be on those platforms. I'm gonna be on Instagram. You can follow me on YouTube, TikTok. Hey, The Darren Green Show. We gonna be on here because shout out to YouTube. But those other apps, it's not gonna be the same. And with that being said, we can get started with the show. This was a long, lengthy intro, but I wanted to get into it. I really did. Now, we have some things to get into. We got to talk about Twitch. Okay, Twitch's Widow got dragged online because she did an interview, I believe, with People magazine, and she was just saying some things. We'll get into that. We'll also talk about how Tasha K is trying to say that Cardi B is trying to ruin her life. We'll get into Jay-Z firing back at the crazy Tony Busby, okay, trying to get him for stuff. We'll get into that. We'll also talk about the LA fires. We got to get into that because there's a lot of conversations that were being had. And I just really need to I need to get some people together, child. All that and more coming up on the Darren Green Show. See you guys soon. Now, let's get into the whole situation with Twitch's Widow. Okay, let me share the screen share because we got to start from the beginning. Okay, now let me see this. Okay, let me pause that right there because we're gonna play that interview, but then I also got something to read here. Basically, Alison Holker. Okay, sorry if I'm butchering your last name, but girl. So as y'all know, Steven Twitch boss, he took his own life, and he had a wife and kids and stuff like that. And people always assumed that it was about they were financial hardships. And the story was, from my understanding, please correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody can comment or whatever, that he did it because of insurances or something like that. If he dies, like his family will reap the benefit of insurance or something like that. And that's why he kind of took his life. I don't even remember covering this because it was so convoluted and just weird and odd. It was weird. Okay. Anyway, just gave you some context. This Allison Holker girl, okay, that's the widow, recently opened up about the heartbreaking discovery that she made after the death of husband Steven's Twitch boss. Okay, in an exclusive interview with People, the dancer revealed that while cleaning out their closet for his funeral, she uncovered a cornucopia of controlled substances hidden in shoeboxes, including pills, some certain plants, okay, and other substances that she had to look up on her phone. Okay. Now, the people did not like this. They didn't like it at all. Many people on social media dragged the widow. Even a friend, Courtney Ann Platt, she made a statement. Let me see if we got that up right here, child. Yeah, this lady right here in this little circular picture op. Yeah, she basically went in on her, basically criticizing her decision to publicly reveal sensitive details about Twitch's life. Platt also slammed Allison for using Twitch's private journals in her upcoming memoir, calling it by far the most tacky, classless, opportunistic act I've ever seen in my entire life. Twitch's mother also made a statement in just like utter disapproval, basically saying that our family is absolutely appalled by the misleading and hurtful claims made about my son, Steven Boss. She also added in quotes, "He doesn't deserve this, and the kids don't deserve this. Our family will ensure his name and memory are protected, and we are committed to defending his honor." Okay, now let me tell you what I think, child. Let me tell you what I think. Okay, because there was a lot of people talking. There was a lot of people that were starting this conversation of, see, black man, this is what y'all get for dating these people that don't really be with you. And I'm just gonna say this right now. I am not against anybody, the whole about dating outside your race thing, this, that, and the third. But we do know of women, a certain type of women, and I'm not in. We gonna have to keep it all the way real. That get with these black folk, they get with these black men. Let me say, because I'll say white men too. Because when we look on the gay side of things, it's same thing, same difference, just different gender. That they're with you for the opportunistic, just like what the friend said or the mother said. It is very opportunistic. And for her to sit there is so left field because, girl, this didn't happen like a good year ago. Like, this is like a year old topic. And you come back and say that, oh, well, I think this and this, and I saw you brought that out. The whole narrative is kind of switched now because people are saying, oh, well, he did this because he wanted to for insurance for his family so that they are good because they were going through financial woes. But now you're trying to make it seem like, oh, he was just depressed. It's weird. And there's also a lot of people that are on social media trying to sit there and say that, you know what, at this point, this don't seem like a suicide. This seemed like a, yeah. Let me drink my water, child. I think that I just wouldn't have went on interview. I mean, you did your memoir. That's all you needed to do. Like, why are you making this like a media circuit? Now your whole life is now to talk about how depressed and how, he was doing these drugs and this, that, and the third. And not for nothing, there's just certain things that you just do not reveal to the public when people die. It's just something that's just made to be for the family. And the fact that the mother even brought this up, so that just tells me that you didn't even run it by her. That's her kid. That's her child. And the fact that you didn't run it by her, it's clear that she didn't want this information out. This is his. I'm pretty sure he probably wouldn't want this information out. I need y'all to. I can't with the whole grieving in front of the public. That's almost kind of reminds me of like when B. Simone, her friend or somebody in her life died or whatever, and she was charging people on Instagram to be her close friends so that y'all can watch her grieve. You paying for her to grieve. Like it just doesn't make any sense. You're getting on People magazine and having this interview talking about how he was depressed and I'm finding this out. Now, girl, if you wasn't gonna do that, like I'm pretty sure this is something that is not something new. You could have said all this when the situation was fresh. It just didn't make any sense. And I also like this other conversation that people are kind of starting to have. Funky Dineva said some things. We'll play his clip a little bit, but saying that how, I like how black women are just standing down amid this backlash, because the girl, Allison, is getting a ton of backlash, if y'all don't know. This is what Funky Dineva said.
I think that black women should stand down. And here is why I think that black women should stand down. I think black women historically have this thing because you guys are nurturers and some would argue that you're the mothers of the universe. You have this thing where you put a cape on and you save everybody because you guys are the only beings on this earth that are capable of loving everybody. And y'all have a tendency to love people even when they don't love you back in return. But if we are going to take the institution of marriage as serious as we say we do, then this is the woman, regardless of her skin color or how we feel about it. This is the woman who this man entrusted his life with. This is the woman who he chose. If he was not thinking about his legacy and the potential ramifications of his legacy as it related to this person, then who are we to give a damn? And it's funny because as I was going through the comments on social media, there were a lot of women, black women, upset, and they were the ones really chiming in. And I'm just like, y'all, he chose her. This who he loved. This who he picked. This who he trusted his whole life with.
And I'm going to stop right there because I don't want to share too much of his content. Go watch Funky Dineva. Shout out to him. I mean, I think what he's saying is like kind of the truth here because it's just, and I talked to my best friend and she agreed that, you know, at the end of the day, this is who he chose. This is the ramifications of choosing somebody that don't really have your best interests, that use, and we see this so much when it comes to interracial dating. And I'm not trying to say that I'm not trying to say that every connection that somebody has, girl, I'm fixing my hair. Yeah, I am. Don't judge me. Every connection that we have when it's mixed race is bad. It's, what's the word? Like a fetish, or they're trying to get money. Sometimes it is natural. Sometimes it is a connection that is genuine. We see that with everyday life. But when it comes to the entertainment space, usually these girls are on the come up, and they will try to use every avenue to squeeze some type of clout, money, fame, whatever you want to call it, out of the person that they're messing with. Let's just keep it a whole stack. I am all for people saying, you know what, we just gonna step this. We ain't going. Look, that's who he chose. This is who he did the vows with when he got married. And she doing this, playing in your face. She got the stepchild. The stepchild made a statement. I ain't gonna play her video child. She definitely got in her ear. Cause like, it's weird. It's weird. And she knew it was weird. That's why she came out and retracted her statements. So I think that at the end of the day, you got to really be careful who you have around you. You have to be careful who you end up marrying, because some people really just do not have your best interest, and they will sit there and air out your dirty laundry for a fucking check. It makes no sense. But anyway, let's move on. I don't want to dwell on this too much. I wanted to get into Tasha K a little bit, like just for a second, because I just find this so funny. Okay. Now, apparently it says YouTuber Tasha K accuses Cardi B of bullying her and ruining her career and finances. I have a excerpt from this article I'll read, and I'll give you guys my thoughts. Now, apparently, following the years of tarnishing Cardi B's reputation with negative YouTube videos and online posts in an effort to sabotage the rapper's career, YouTuber Tasha K is now attempting to reverse the narrative. In a newly filed court documents obtained by TMZ, Tasha K is trying to flip the tables and accuse the New York rapper of financially bullying her. And yes, you're reading that right. The blogger reportedly believes Cardi B exposed her alleged secret offshore trust accounts in the Cook Island, Nevis in Georgia. Furthermore, Tasha reportedly claims that the entertainer has made an attempt to sabotage her bankruptcy case along with her career by conditioning a settlement of the debt on restrictions over her freedom to speak on her blogs and social media platforms. These claims come just 3 years after a judge ordered Miss Tasha to shell out over $3.4 million for defaming the rapper as a drug abuser prostitute with STI, excuse me. So my whole thing is, let me read back at what I said in the beginning. Filed accusing rapper of financially bullying her. The blogger reports that Cardi B exposed her alleged secret offshore accounts. Yeah, it's called You're Not Paying Up. You need to pay me my money. You lost fair and square. And I'm going to find every avenue to get my money from you because you lost the case. And I find it so funny. Like she's framing it as, oh my God, she's bullying me. Like she's trying to get at me and she's trying to sabotage my career. It's it's not funny, but it is though. Like you literally did the same freaking thing to her. Like you didn't try to sabotage her financially, but I mean, some can say that a lot of the stuff that you talked about probably did hurt her financially. And that's one of the main reasons why people win a defamation suit, because you have to prove that she missed out on money because of the nasty things that you said about somebody. She was obviously able to do that. She won the case. So obviously, you know, I think that's kind of weird. It's, you know, the pot calling the kettle black. And I know I'm a content creator that talks about celebrities as well and this, that, and third. But look, if I say something out the way and I get sued and I lose, I'm going to just have to eat it. Like I'm just going to have to eat it. You get what I'm saying? Nosy Ho did the same thing. Nosy Ho lost fair and square. She ain't talk about Nicki no more. Because if she do, she got to pay $50,000 every time she does. And she ate that and she moved on. Tasha, I understand. I don't understand because you have to pay like millions of dollars compared to Nosy Ho. But girl, like you are digging yourself into a hole and then you keep on going. You keep on going. Now, I haven't been keeping up with Tasha K. Like, I haven't seen any of her clips. None of her clips gotten viral. I think it's kind of slowing down over there because, yeah, I have not been seeing Tasha K in the headlines lately. So maybe this is another ploy at her to try to get some type of sympathy points or some type of relief from whatever. But girl, cough up the funds. You move your funds so that you don't have to worry about paying her. Girl, at this point, you might as well just flee the country, like, girl, and just go missing. Just get out of the limelight, child. Because, girl, like, to me, that just didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense. Cardi B is in her right, even though I don't mess with Cardi B, but I'm gonna give my props when it's due. Like, she is in every right to defend herself and get her money. And just this little gif right here of her, child, if you beef with me, you beef with me forever. I mean, she said that. And she stands on that. She don't even care about the money. That's the thing. Cardi don't even care about the money. She just want to see you hurt because the things that you said about her, she wants you to hurt. That's that real Libra. That's that Libra energy. Now, people like to say Libra, we the balance beam or we the balancing and stuff like that. But when we want to get our get back, honey, it ain't gonna let up until we done. This is a lesson that she must learn, that you cannot say any and everything about somebody if it's not verifiable, if it's not the truth. It's just or just saying shit without even saying allegedly. You go, I don't feel bad for Tasha K. I don't think that Cardi B is bullying her. I think that Cardi B is just, she's doing what needs to be done to secure that bag. And it just is what it is. I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that in the comments so we can move on. Now, another topic that was I talked about this on the live about Jay-Z. So, Jay-Z has fired back at the lawyer, Tony Bugsby. Let's get into it. I'm going to read this little article and then I'll give you guys my thoughts. Now, Jay-Z wants a piece of the attorney Tony Bugsby's hide, okay? Legally speaking. He's demanding a court-sanctioned Bugsby for what Jay calls the false rape lawsuit that damaged his reputation. According to a new motion filed by his lawyer, Alex Spiro, he did not conduct even the most rudimentary investigation into the shocking claims made by a Jane Doe client in her lawsuit. The woman alleged Jay-Z and Diddy drugged and raped her after the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000 when she was 13 years old. In this filing, Jay also points out that Bugsby did not withdraw the lawsuit after an NBC News interview with the accuser aired and casted doubt on most of the details in her allegations. For instance, she said that her attack occurred at a large white residence with a gate U-shaped driveway that was about 20 minutes from the VMAs by car, but their photographs showed Jay-Z at a Lotus nightclub in Manhattan after the award show. They also claimed that her father picked her up after the assault, but her dad has no recollection of that. In the documents, Jay says that the journey would take over 10 hours of a road trip. So it seems like something he'd remember. You get what I'm saying? The woman also claimed that she watched the VMA Awards on a Jumbotron outside of the Radio City Music Hall, but Jay-Z also says photos showed there was no such screen outside of the Radio City Hall in NYC. Now, finally, Jay points out to her claim that she spoke to Benji Madden while at an after party, but after the accuser interviewed Benji's rep, they told NBC that the singer wasn't even in NYC for the 2000 VMA Awards because Good Charlotte was touring in the Midwest. Okay, Jay-Z's overall point is all of these details were debunked, and if Bugsby had done just the slightest bit of homework, he would have discovered all of the holes in this woman's story before filing the lawsuit that was so damaging to Jay. Now, we have to keep it fair. Bugsby did fire back, telling TMZ, in quotes, with each frantic filing, Mr. Spiro's team reeks of desperation. Mr. Spiro and his team thinks the law and rule don't apply to them. They are flat out wrong. They also think that they can bully or intimidate counsels by filing meritless and frivolous pleadings full of lies and half-truths. Again, they're dead wrong, and we won't be bullied or intimidated ever. That was his response. That's this lawyer right here that I'm showing you side by side from Jay-Z. That was a mouthful. Let's be very clear. Here's my thing, right? Let me... Girl, I need some water after this, honey, because I need to read a bitch. You got holes in your damn story, okay? It is not verifiable. The moment that Jane Doe got on that damn interview and completely obliterated the claims that were made in the suit, it tells me that, and I'm not trying to say, because she was originally like one of Diddy's accusers, like it was just for Diddy. And now they added on and said that Jay-Z was there too, and he actually did some things. It sounds like some type of coercion on the lawyer's part. Let's just go for the jugular. Let's bring up Jay-Z. And you did all that, and the inconsistencies are just like clear as day. Like people were able to debunk it, and it's not on they're just on Jay-Z's side, or Jay-Z is paying the people, or this, that, and the third. It's just that the evidence is not verifiable. Even the father, with the whole thing of saying that he picked her up, he doesn't even remember. So her family is not even in order. You don't even have her family or her in order with what the narrative was essentially to be. And you are still saying that, we're going to fight this battle and we're not going to be bullied. Nobody's bullying you. Like Jay-Z is defending himself. And that is not to say for anybody to get up in there and say, oh my God, well, you can't do it. Look, I don't think Jay-Z's an angel. I think that maybe perhaps he did do some things allegedly. I don't think it was with this Jane Doe. I don't think, and me saying this, I'm not saying that maybe she really is a victim, really is Diddy's victim. It should have just been at Diddy. But I feel like now everybody wants to loop the Carters in some way or somehow. Y'all kind of jumped the gun a little bit. You got too much dip on your chip. Because now the narrative is going to be, well, is she even telling the truth about the Diddy story? Because if we can't verify with Jay-Z, who's to say she not lying about that? Y'all want to get these celebrities so bad, and I get it. They need to be called out. If things are happening, then people need to be held accountable. But we have to do it the right way. Okay? Because if we keep on doing these, then this whole call out the celebrities or celebrity culture is not, it's gonna be just another, y'all, it's like I just said, a witch hunt in previous episodes. So I mean, and I don't care for Jay-Z like that. Like I said, I'm pretty sure Jay-Z probably does have some stuff with him that has not been revealed yet. But let me tell you something. If you want to come with him, you got to come correct. He is not as sloppy as Diddy. Okay, and damn sure he's as sloppy as goddamn R. Kelly. So I don't know. I mean, girl, y'all will tell me what y'all think about that. I thought it was very weird and just kind of, okay, well, you tried that. But anyway, let us move on. Now, another thing I want to get into, child, this songwriter, Tiffany Red, girl, she dragging Chloe Bailey, child. Where is that video? Where is that? There it is. Okay, hold on now. Okay, now, apparently, okay, I'm gonna read this little excerpt, first of all, and then we're gonna get into it. Because last week, famed songwriter Tiffany Red, who's known for advocating for small songwriters, shared a post online alleging that an individual named Forrest was paid for their writing contributions to Chloe Bailey's Trouble in Paradise album, which was released in August of 2024. Calling the Atlanta native out, Tiffany Red shared a post that said, in quotes, and we're going to play some of the video, but she did say the songwriter who wrote this song wrote 3 songs on Chloe Bailey's album, Trouble in Paradise. These songs were released without the writer's acknowledge or consent, and he only discovered their inclusion in the album after they released it. And the songwriter wrote 2 of the 3 songs for another artist solo before the producer placed the songs on this album and didn't tell him. He was not paid. The splits are still incomplete in the album. Came out in August of 2024. The songwriter's attorney has done all she can to resolve the situation amicably, but this is unacceptable on Parkwood and Columbia Records. Please do better and make the situation right. Now, in a follow-up post, Tiffany answered questions from fans claiming that the writer of the tracks had no clue that the producer passed the records to Khloe. Tiffany went on live briefly on IG and shared that after a conversation with Khloe's attorney, that didn't go well, and the situation will now be handled in the courtroom. Oh, okay, so this is going to court. Khloe, get ready. No, this is part of what she was saying on the video, though.
I know that Bongo took these songs, and cut them on Khloe until the album came out. And let me tell you why my smoke is not just with Bongo. Because it is not just Bongo's responsibility to do business. Parkwood and Columbia decided to purchase songs, distribute them, put them out, mix them, master them, all kind of shit, but not handle the business with the writer of the song. Not inquire, hey Bongo, these songs are dope. Who wrote them? Put us in contact with every copyright owner of this song so that business can be handled correctly. It's everybody's fault. There was somebody in my comments earlier who I just had to block because it was getting on my nerves. They're like, it's not Khloe's fault. Her manager probably. Attention, artists. It's always your fault because you're the boss, babe.
Okay, we're going to stop there because she's just, it's with Tiffany, and you got to give her credit. I mean, she really is the ambassador of the Songwriters Guild Society, like, honestly. And here is the thing, though, because I do kind of agree with some of the comments of people saying that, you know, when we drag, because she was the same one that dragged Zendaya when it came to that song that she did Replay when she was still kind of a Disney kid. And I'm just like, honey, she's a Disney kid. Like, Disney is running that shit. Why are we dragging her at that time, at that point in time in her life? I also feel like Khloe is, for the life of me, I don't think she is in control of her own career, because the way that and when I will drag Columbia in Parkwood is they have done Khloe a huge disservice. Okay. I mean, you had her drop a surprise album, didn't even put her on tour, had that girl performing for free on IG Live on a beach. That's where I would drag Columbia and Parkwood. When it comes to, because what we're now understanding is there are writer camps, and you never know where your song that you've written for is going to go. Now, if that writer did not get paid for his work, that's a problem. But in your video, you said that Parkwood and Columbia purchased these songs. Like, they purchased the music, the writing, all. So I mean, if it was purchased, I don't know who this person is working for that's writing for it to be like just thrown out into the wild so somebody can buy it. But that company needs to be held accountable because they're not paying their writers, or unless he's like some type of freelance writer. It's a lot of holes in that story. Now, if they're going to go through with going into court or whatever, and they're going to figure this stuff out, I mean, yeah, I think that they should get their money. But I don't know. I mean, it's just, with Tiffany, she is always like privy to all of these little songwriter discrepancies. Like, it's like she's almost the Jaguar Wright of the songwriters. Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. And I don't want to blame Khloe because like I said, I don't think she's in control of her own career. Yeah, she is the boss, but she's not. I'm pretty sure she wanted to tour for this album. I'm pretty sure there's things that she wanted for this album, but was not giving it, because I don't think that she's 100% in control of her career. I seriously don't believe that. So for you to sit there and drag these artists, honey, she's doing her job too, just like everybody else. She's getting underfoot as well. She's getting dragged. I mean, she's not getting dragged, but like, her music is not, like, the album was decent, but it was not pushed well. I'm not saying it was her poor. It's not because of her leadership. I think it's because who is managing her, who is funding her. Like I just said, I'm blaming Parkwood because what were y'all doing? What were y'all doing with this album rollout, or the lack there is? So, girl, it is what it is. We will see how this plays out, and I'll get back with you. But for now, girl, I don't see it. I just don't see what she's saying. Let me look at some of these comments, though, before I get out of here. Not somebody said, now Beyonce in the corner, like, how I get into it? Girl, every few months is something. Go to court or stop coming to the gram. But see, that's the thing. She's not going to court because it has nothing to do with her. She's saying that these are people that allegedly are confiding in her. Most you can tell them is lawyer up. Like, talking about it on the gram is not going to do anything. They said this is a job. That's the job for the lawyer. Come on, let's get into it. Or you're not the lawyer of these writers. I don't know. I mean, it's weird. It's weird. It's very weird. But anyway, let's move on, child, because I feel like we're talking about this a little bit too much. Now, I did want to get a little. Oh, before we get into the more serious topics, y'all heard Cynthia Erivo wants to play Storm. I think she can do it. I feel like a lot of people are like low-key counting her out or saying that, oh my goodness, we don't want to see that. Let me look at some of these comments. Like, she'll never be Halle Berry. Like, Halle Berry is not, they said Halle Berry is still breathing. I need y'all to understand, we've never got a comic accurate Storm. And I don't mean that, sorry if I nerd out for a little bit, but it is what it is. I don't mean that in the sense that she's not like the same Storm as dark skin, but that is good. That's a good argument as well. But also the way Storm carries herself, Halle Berry just does not capture it. She's just, I feel like Halle Berry is she's not a character actor. She is definitely a personality actor, and her personality bleeds into the Storm character that she brought. The other girl that played her didn't have no personality. Storm is she is like higher than, like she, to me, when Storm walks into the scene, she's almost like Thor. Like, I'm this goddess. You get what I'm saying? Like, she has this oomph. That's why some people said that they feel like Dominique, even though it's a little problematic, but Elektra from Pose, the actor that played Elektra from Pose, should play Storm because of the high and mighty personality and stuff like that. I understand how that could be problematic. So that's why, but personality wise, she can do Storm. But whatever. I think Cynthia has what it takes. I don't think that Cynthia is a personality actor. I think she's a character actor. She becomes that character, and she does look like Storm, or she looks like what Storm would probably look like. I think she could do it. I just think that people just don't like Cynthia because Cynthia's personality, and a lot of people kind of don't like. It's really in the Marvel community. It's, oh my goodness, like, I don't like these social justice warrior types that always want to sit there and complain, or like how they felt about Brie Larson playing Captain Marvel. Like, she's too political. Like, she talks about women's rights and stuff like that, and we don't like that. Or she's too this, and they dragged Cynthia a little bit before Wicked came out because of the whole, when they were doing the fan edits and stuff like that, and she was trying to say, oh, you're trying to erase me and all this other, which I still kind of feel like, girl, Cynthia was doing a little bit too much. But, you know, I think she could play Storm. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Like, y'all need to really stop, okay? Let that girl play Storm. Anyway, girl, you heard Karen won't be on the reunion, honey, and she going into to rehab? Girl, a lot of them girls need to go in rehab. Sharice need to be next, honestly. Let's keep it a whole stack. But they said Karen Huger is skipping the forthcoming of the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion and has made a decision to enter into rehab. Okay, the seating chart for the season 9 was released on Thursday, showing Stacey Rush, I don't know her, Wendy Oseffi, Mia Thornton, and host Andy Cohen, and Giselle, Ashley, Kiana. Oh, shout out to Kiana for being on there. Okay, they made her full time, but Karen Huger's face was missing from the lineup. The manager explained that her absence in a statement to People First, obtained by Bravo and Daily Dish. They said, in quotes, Karen made the important decision to enter a private recovery program, so was unable to attend the reunion taping. She won't be there. I think they understand. I mean, the girl ran into a tree. She literally murdered a tree. Almost killed herself, child. Because I saw them, when we saw them videos, them tapes, that car was just messed up, okay? I think that's probably for the best. She doesn't need to be around those girls right now because she needs to focus on staying sober And I think that her being on that reunion would probably trigger some things because we know how the girls are going to get into it. They're going to drag her. It's just not going to be good. So it probably is for the best. I mean, they're going to talk about you. They're going to talk about it. They're going to talk even if you're there or not. But I don't know what this is going to do for the reunion because it's just, she's not going to be there and she's not going to be here to defend herself. So a lot of the stuff that they probably wanted to get into, they probably couldn't get into. Or couldn't get into for a long time because it's like, you're talking to somebody that's talking about somebody that's not there. So I hope to see her come back and figure things out. And maybe the storyline for next season will be her moving into sobriety and stuff. And that will be it. I might actually watch because I did not watch this season at all. I just made it my business. I didn't want to watch this season, honestly. Did not. All right, y'all. So let us move on. We have to get a little serious for a second because there's some things that I actually want to say. Okay. We want to talk about the California fires, the destruction that was brought by the Pacific Palisades wildfire continues to, do its thing. And we're seeing several more celebrities' homes burned down to the ground. I mean, not even just celebrities, because I feel like the news really highlights just celebrities and it's just regular people. This wildfire took the lives of 11 people so far. I'm, as of much as I've researched, I think around 11 people have died. And this has covered over 37,000 acres of land in California. And dozens of people had to evacuate. There was even some places that were saying that you guys they couldn't evacuate because the fire was in the way. So they were telling people to actually go to the beaches. That's how bad it was. People abandoning, girl, my freaking voice, child. My speech today is crazy. But people were leaving their cars in emergency vehicles, was plowing through them. It is a mess. It is a mess. There's not a lot of information to give right now. My prayers go up to everybody that's involved, everybody that lost loved ones, everybody that lost their homes, trinkets, things that they had in their houses that they worked hard to have and maintain. I remember I saw this video clip of this guy saying, I'm not leaving my house. Like, I literally built this house from the ground up. Not built it, but like he paid for the house. He finally had finished paying for it. He lost his family in this house. Everything happened in this house, and now it's threatened. I hope that nothing happens to his house, but it's at this point, it's really getting all of California, all of Western California, actually. And it's so sad and it's so odd because this is happening at a time, it's the winter for us, but in California, it's still kind of warm over there. But usually wildfires don't really happen at this time of the year. This is like more of a summer thing. So this is kind of a freak accident. We have a lot of the theories going around. People are saying that, these fires are people are starting these fires, and there is an open investigation of trying to find out who is the arsonists. So that is moving and shaking. But I don't know. I have some things to say because even though this situation is happening right now, there's a lot of side conversations that really are pissing me off. It's pissing me and my homeworld off. And when I say these things, I need y'all to understand, look, if the shoe don't fit, don't wear it. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't directed, it shouldn't be affected. Okay, but you religious bastards, okay, and I'm saying it just like that, are making this into a biblical thing. I got some words for you. For people that are accusing black folks of looting, I have words for you. And for Khloe Kardashian and all these other celebrities that's dragging that LA mayor, I got words for all of you hoes. Okay, let's start. Let me just run it down. Okay, let me write it down. First of all, people trying to say that this is some type of divine intervention or something going on or something like that. I need y'all to just respectfully just shut up. Shut your mouth. I think that it is so just hypocritical that we can sit there and see a devastation happening and people are getting hurt and things like bad, disastrous things happening to other people. And it's, oh my goodness, this is divine intervention. This is the Lord speaking to us. But when the same bad thing happens to you, the individual person, Oh, it's the devil's work. Do y'all not see how y'all are just like, it's so narcissistic. We're in a very narcissistic time now. Social media really is enlightening that, but that's neither here nor there. To sit there and make this into a biblical think piece and saying that this is because we're looking at the pictures of this wildfire. We're seeing the Hollywood sign being burnt. Like it looks like it looks like California's in hell. That's what it looks like from optics. You get what I'm saying? I just think that it's so just disheartening to see people say that, and just imagine the people that are actually going through this and trying to they're on social media, because at the end of the day, we don't leave these phones. Biggest disasters, we still gonna be on our phones because we need to find some way of escapism, or we need to find people talking about and spreading like what's been going on. Imagine somebody like that that's going through all this stuff, and you're going through your social media and they're telling the public that this is God's work and he's snuffing out the bad ones. And it's just, what the hell? That's very weird. And I understand that people say Hollywood. A lot of celebrities there, a lot of rich people there that really abuse their power and abuse a lot of things and stuff like that. But I just hate that every time there's like a natural disaster, there just has to be some type of divine intervention. And I just think that's just the biggest piece of dog shit I've ever heard. And at the end of the day, if it was end times, honey, it will be affecting all of us. Okay, that's why it's called the apocalypse. That's why it's called rapture, whatever the hell you want to call it. Armageddon. It's happening to all of us. That's when you know, then that's what this is. This because it's happening to all of us. No, it's only happening to it's happening in a certain part of this country. People also saying that, oh, well, we see how Americans treated or said nothing during the whole Palestine thing, and we're just gonna move on. Like, girl, okay, go ahead, virtue signal somewhere else, child. Look. There has been Americans that spoke out about this, and there has been Americans that have not spoke about this. Okay, it really is what it is. But at the end of the day, I think that people just get weird when times are like this, and I just don't like that. I also don't like people taking the time to take videos of people moving stuff out of people's houses, watching Black people move stuff out of people's houses, and people are calling it looting. Because that was a thing too. Let me see, do I got that video up? Do I have that video saved? Hold on, let me see. Because that kind of pissed me off. Yeah, here it is right here. Like, we see cops, we see the newscasters basically watch this family. I believe these kids are taking or moving a lot of the stuff out of their mom or grandma's house, from my understanding. This is on the news. You get what I'm saying? People take these clips and they're saying on Twitter, because I think that's where, it's on Twitter. Of all places, right? Of all places. Usual suspects for looting again. People taking the time out to be racist, and it's just, I think that what do you have to gain with doing this? Because if you really wanted to get into the things and talk about what would people be looting for in this situation? Like, I get it. If it's like massive riots because of a protest or something like that, it's something that happened, maybe a natural disaster, maybe an earthquake or something like that. But like, when a freaking part of a state is on fire, where the hell are you going to go with that looted stuff? Okay, without getting caught in the crossfire, getting burnt up. Like, nobody's looting. And when I say this, it probably is some people that is looting. Let's be very clear. There probably are some people that are breaking into stores and stuff like that. Could be. It just doesn't make any sense for them to be doing that now, because they're trying to escape a fire, like a massive wildfire. That just doesn't, to me, but whatever. You saw some Black people move some stuff and you think that is looting. At the end of the day, Black people don't be the ones that be looting, low key. And if they are looting, they're seeing others loot first. Because if I see you loot, okay, I guess it's a free for all. You get what I'm saying? But Black people know not to not do that shit first, because they'll get arrested. They be the first ones. That don't make any sense. What also doesn't make any sense is Khloe Kardashian and a lot of these damn celebrities that are coming for this damn mayor of LA. Now, here's the thing. She did, the mayor, like a couple months ago, she did cut back on the funding of the fire department. And that has become like a problem, where they're now dealing with the ramifications of that decision. Because fire departments, they are underpaid right now. They are underfunded. It's gotten to the point where inmates are actually firefighting. to get lesser time, that's a good thing. They're doing a service to the public and this, that, and third. For Khloe Kardashian to sit on her damn palace watching TV and talking about talking about the damn LA mayor calling her a damn joke. And people saying in the comments, like, where was this energy with the election? We know where these hoes stand. Let's cut the middleman. Okay, we know where these whores stand in real life. So that's not even a question. But it's the simple fact that we're just now, like, things are happening and we're like, we went straight to blaming. Like, we're doing the blame game. People are trying to get relief. They're trying to stop this fire. And you are punching down on somebody else that is, I think that the mayor, should she have done this? Probably not. But I think she thought that, like we all thought, this does not usually happen in the winter. So that's probably why the funding was taken for other things. But whatever. I mean, y'all don't even pay y'all taxes like that. Y'all get pay cuts when it comes to paying y'all taxes. So at the end of the day, like, part of it is y'all fault too. But I loved with these actors, Yvette Nicole and Kine Whitley. I'm sorry if I'm butchering her name, but she defended the mayor. Let me play what she said.
Let me tell you something. She's got a spine of steel.
Yes.
And she's also been a black woman in America a very long time. So none of this is new to her. We're mad because we're tired of it.
We're tired for her.
But we're mad for her. And we're going to stand. Listen, I don't know how you're here, but I'm happy you're here. Because somebody to
stand behind her and support her. Because how is she handling it? You can see it in her face. She stays calm. But think about this. She has the city to take care of. She does not have time to hear from these reporters.
And she is also not mayor of every municipality in California.
Yes.
There are people that are mad that she didn't fix the fires in Malibu. She's not the mayor of Malibu.
You're right.
What is she supposed to do in a city she's not the mayor of?
People don't understand.
And let me say this too. I can imagine how much it would hurt to see this happening in the city that she loves. That's first. So take away how it feels for people to attack her. She's heartbroken because this is happening in her city, a city that she loves.
And the people don't understand. They don't understand how large it is, because a lot of people are sitting in other parts of the city. They're not in it. They're not in the fire. They're not in the smoke. They don't see.
I feel like they're talking about Khloe here. She was talking about Khloe there. We'll stop there. Yeah, I definitely feel like, there's people that are, she's the mayor of LA. She's only responsible for LA. I do find it weird that she's the one, like, there's, out of all these mayors that the cities are being attacked by this wildfire, this is the only mayor that they're talking about trashing. You get what I'm saying? And it's always on the whiter side of things that have all to say. You cannot go through a travesty. You cannot work in leadership going through a whole devastation while black, because they will blame you. They're blaming basically her for the fires. And she's just doing her job. She was moving funds. Okay, you can get her for that. Maybe she shouldn't have did that. But at the end of the day, she is doing what needs to be done to try to evade these fires. I think talking about her and blaming everybody, playing the blame game because their houses are getting burned up. Yeah, it's bad. But like this whole blame game stuff, it's not helping. I like what Kim Kardashian did. She advocated for the inmates that are out there to get more pay because of their services to the communities. Khloe, that's why you ain't never gonna be shit. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. Honestly, I'm just gonna leave it at that, and we're just gonna move on. Okay. Now, the last topic I wanted to get into, child, not Joe Budden, not what is putting pop out, girl. So, the podcaster Joe Budden is breaking his silence about how he was able to beat the recent civil case for stalking and lewdness behavior, as he confessed that he was sleepwalking nude in his neighbor to his neighbor's door, and claiming that he was not playing with himself, as it was alleged, and basically calling this neighbor a Karen. I'm going to play the audio of this because I cannot play a clip from Joe Budden's podcast because it gets flagged. So we're going to hear it.
So everybody here knows I have my sleepwalking.
Yes.
So, we ain't know that, but okay, your host.
On the pod.
Incident. Yes. Briefly, I mean, I said that I was sleepwalking somewhere that I shouldn't have been sleepwalking.
Yeah, true.
So I'll expound on that a little bit. Some people here know, those of you out there may not know. For a few months now, I've been having an ongoing battle with this racist couple.
Oh, Lord.
He's Turkish, she's Russian.
Ooh.
I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying nothing. He's Turkish, she's Russian, she's a Karen. They have been doing all types of shit for months in terms of just complaining about noise and the smell and seeing black people and having to share spaces with black people. Mm-hmm. In my one conversation I've had with this lady, in an irritable moment for her, she said, "You people will never change.
Ooh.
Y'all just refuse to grow." I was alone, so I don't know who you people or y'all was. I took that to be, okay, this lady's racist, and that explains some of the behavior. But that didn't stop. They've had me investigated by the building, who loves us here, by the way. Mm-hmm. They've had me investigated by the owner of the unit. They've complained about electrical outlets for my cars needing to be plugged in. Mm-hmm. They've complained about anything that you could possibly complain about for months.
That's a lot of energy.
Yeah, but I just be minding my business. So if you're not in my zone, then that's it. But everybody don't operate like that. So these people have been doing this for months. This has been ongoing while we've been recording, and that's the door I sleptwalk to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the irony too. That's the ironic piece. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the door that I decided to sleepwalk directly to, butt ass naked. Normally, you would think you knock on somebody's door and be like, "Hey, yo, you good?"
Some sugar?
Yeah, I seen you over here. You was at my door with your dick out. But no, these people decided to misuse some of the systems that are in place for real victims, and they went to the police to file a report to say that Joe Budden was outside of their door masturbating on their door, and they don't know if I was there with the intention to R-word her and her family.
What the hell?
So what would seem like a simple sleepwalking medical condition, no, turned into something much bigger. So I've been gone for a month having because I had a civil suit. This is my first time having a civil suit. I don't know how these shits go. And it just so happens that the judge picked every pod recording day to have the trial. So Tuesdays, Fridays. So I understand that you fans were a bit perturbed, but sometimes you gotta wait. And if you know anything about me,
okay, we can stop here. Yeah, well, I feel they definitely went too far with the whole like. Now, that's not what was reported when it first came out, that he was trying to do some things with himself, child. Now, that's something new, honey. Now, if she added that on and with the intent to do something to the whole family, what? But it does sound like a little bit of a racist Karen that once you get to an area in your life, if you ever get to a point where your living is a lot better, like you're living in the nice places, you really have to go through a certain demographic of people that just see you there and it's just, what the hell are you doing here? And you guys are gonna freaking destroy this area, or you're going to make, that's weird. And I feel bad at this point. I do kind of feel bad for Joe Budden because dang, like, got caught with his pudding pop out, and they try to sit there and say that they trying to do something. He trying to do some stuff to them child. Now he's sleepwalking. Now that was funny. He said sleepwalking, honey, not sleepwalking, honey. Well, make sure when you sleepwalk, you got some undies on. We don't need you bare ass and if you gonna sleepwalk. That is so scary to me. I that's why girl, I close my door, lock it. Because I don't do the whole sleepwalking thing. I don't know if I do it, so I don't want to know if I do it. So I have my room locked in the way my door is set up. Like, I'm not going to get out. So that is, wow. Anyway, that was a little bit of a funny topic before I get up out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We'll be back next Monday. And yeah, shout out to everybody. Shout out to all of y'all and all this good stuff. And I'll see y'all next time. Probably by the next time y'all see, we done find out if TikTok gonna get banned or not or whatever. So, child, pray for me, child. All right, see y'all later.